Hi, everyone. This is Michael Condon representing the TooMedToo Star Wars Network. We've got your fix, and this is the Holocron House. We're going back to the visual dictionary, which we had started a while ago. I don't even know how long ago it was. Um, but we took a little break when the art of The Rise of Skywalker came out because that's what the patrons on my Patreon page wanted to do, and they get first choice. So if you'd like to join those patrons, you can go to my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/TooMedToo and join the likes of Rural Farm Boy, Mr. Rez, Chris from Kentucky, Kylo Flores, Kylo Customs, and our newest member of the TooMedToo Patreon family, Heidi Fetter. So yeah, we're just going to dive right into this. We left off. Oh, and here, look it. Some people call it a sticker. I call it a bookmark. Whatevs. Let's see. Oh, we went a little too far right there. We left off on page 67 was our last page. So 68 is going to be our first page. Let me get this back into view for you here. All right. This is chapter 4, The Resistance. We don't always get every chapter done in one sitting just because sometimes we end up talking. And depending on what's going on in the chat, sometimes we end up talking a little bit more. So here we go. Chapter 4, The Resistance. In the year since the disastrous Battle of Crate, the Resistance has been reborn. Leia Organa has been actively recruiting allies using the irrefutable example of the Hosnian Cataclysm as a call to action against the First Order. And I gotta switch sides here. Sorry. It is a challenge for terror spread by the First Order has cowed many systems. The Resistance is not yet back to its pre-Starkiller numbers, but it has a new found urgency, courtesy of spy reports coming directly from the enemy fold. Word of the First Order's Exegol reinforcements has reached Resistance Command. It is now imperative that the Resistance stop this fleet before it is able to launch across the galaxy. That means mobilizing and once more putting out the call for allies. And I mean, I can read, but the way I have to have this set up right now, it's like a full arm's length away from my face. So, um, all right, so let's see what we got here. Put these little guys up. Oh, God. Make it look a little better for you. Make sure we got everything. And those of you in the chat, I know we have Christina Flores here. Let me know if there's a picture you need me to get a little bit more in depth or talk about, whatever we need to do. So we'll try and get it. Oh, usually I'd kind of zoom in on this, but the way we're hooked up right now, I'm having some computer issues, which mean camera issues too. So we're doing what we can to get by. And it's just enough, I guess. So here we go. The Resistance Base. A far cry from the more developed outpost on Dakar, the Resistance presence on Agent Kloss is a provisional temporary base with hardly any new construction. There is no infrastructure. Instead, most support functions are provided by the Tantive 4. General Organa's reclaimed counselorship from yesteryear. Cable snakes from the landed ship to portable computer banks and charging station. A cleared field serves as a landing area with the air traffic control carried out by troopers with the comlinks.
We got more company. Peter's here.
With the comlinks and electro binoculars. The why? See, I didn't turn my phone off. Sorry. The Resistance can mobilize within minutes and abandon the base with little trace of its presence remaining. While mobility was always a factor in Resistance operations, it must now carry a far greater emphasis if the cause is to survive. And we have over here, we have an LC-24 fire droid. It has the primary motivator. It has broad feet for stability on uneven ground. That's important to know, people. Refill parts and supply level indicator. Then we have fire suppressor tanks with flatbed mount and reversible articulated legs, and the LC-24 fire droid with no proper landing facilities available. The Resistance must stay vigilant for collisions. Ground crews stand at high alert during the launch or recovery of any starcraft. The crews include firefighting droids equipped with dousing gas and heat resistance shielding. Their focused life form indicators seek out survivors and transmit the information to rescuers and medical droids. And you can see down here we have equipment at the ready. Resistance supply crates often fold open to become workstations. Over here we have a 5R2JE droid. It is a spacecraft linkage and control arm over here. Has photoreceptors, shoulder joint pivots to extend its third leg, or as they call it, tread. Wait a second, what here? Command signal bolt. In addition to filling shipboard astromech duties, R5-2JE leads the droid pool assigned to the makeshift landing area in the forest outside the cave. 2J, that's what we're calling him now, 2J wears a modified restraining bolt that serves as a signal hub for similarly equipped Resistance droids sending commands and work orders from the Resistance. You have the Millennium Falcon here in the background. It is a battered Corellian YT-1300. Gets the largest share of repair time. You have an A-Wing fighter down here at the bottom too. And then the hidden fortress is Lake Jakar and Crate. Agent Kloss was discovered by Alderaanian explorers, but never shared with the wider galaxy. This was at the request of the royal family, as they anticipated needing places of refuge should political fortunes ever turn on them. Leia, wow. Who's reading here? Come on. Leia Organa inherited this information as Princess of Alderaan, and it became a short list of potential worlds to house Alliance bases during the rebellion. Often, their sheer remoteness worked against them, as traveling to and from them would prove too costly for the Alliance's limited fuel reserves. In other cases, it was the opposite. They were too close to hyperspace lanes, increasing their risk of discovery by the Empire. Agent Kloss' time for uselessness would have to wait until well after that war was won. And Patrick's here, and Vader's girl. I'm busy reading. The way, I told you guys, the setup's a little bit different than normal, so it's a little bit little difficult sometimes with reading from, holding a book all the way away from you. But all right, let's go with this visual dictionary. The hangar cave over here, we have a natural cave in the jungle's mountain walls, has become a hangar for the Tantive 4. As the largest ship currently in the Resistance fleet, it needs cover to remain hidden from orbital scans. The damp cave also serves as a gathering area for the Resistance crews. Topped streams and the underground river provides portable water and hydraulic power for the base. You can see over here we have some netting on. The netting, it's the sensor baffling camouflage netting, also casts neutralistic coloristic effect shadows. We have an X-Wing here. It's Poe Dameron's. You can tell it's a nice little pretty orange. Poe Dameron's X-Wing in the striking orange livery has an optimism landing area. Over here we have some fun facts. Almost 30 years earlier, Luke Skywalker used Agent Kloss as a training site to teach his sister Leia fundamentals in force use and lightsaber combat. She was a quick study. Of course, she's like one of the most powerful people in the world, in the galaxy. The Resistance waited months before moving to Agent Kloss, observing it with remote electro telescopes to confirm it had not been discovered. And then I'll move this to get this a little bit out of the way here for you. Down here we have a crossover drape to protect the neck. Oh, very important. Very nice that we know that. Multi-pocketed utility trousers. Oh, very good. We call them cargo shorts. I'm wearing a pair right now. I must be a rebel or part of the resistance. EL-16 blaster rifle with antifungal resin. Okay, now see, that's something that, might be useful to know. Not really a neck covering, but concealed mesh panels and shirt help air circulation. It's good to know how they keep cool. And this is all for the jungle gear. The midday heat and perpetual humidity of Agent Kloss means resistance personnel strip back their already functional uniforms for greater comfort. Heavier outer jackets are shed in favor of short sleeves. Headgear provides protection from intense sunlight, falling fruit, that's very important, and torrential downpours. Insect repellent is in short supply and has become the object of barter. So, yeah, I guess I was just going through the notes really here, or the chat. Rural Farm Boy, we have Christina, we have Vader's Girl, we have Patrick, and we have Mr. Rez. We have a couple Looky-Loos, but Looky-Loos are great. Just make sure you like and you're subscribed, and go ahead and share this on your Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Get a few more people in here hanging out. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really exciting about this, except they have neck flaps. All right, good to know. You want to start us off on this page, Royal Farm Boy? Page 72. Are you still here? All right, I guess I'll just keep going. General Organa. Since relocating to Agent Kloss, Leia has split her time between overseeing the recruitment effort that is vital to expanding the Resistance and training a Jedi who is vital to preserving the Resistance. She cannot help but be reminded of her own training and the visions she received in those early days that ultimately led her away from the Jedi path. Such a change was not due to a lack of conviction. Quite the opposite. Her choices are never made lightly, even now, on what she recognizes as the end of her days, having outlived her brother and her husband, and endured more hardships than any one person could ever expect to bear. She is certainly regarding her path. Now that's interesting because that's one of the things that we talk about. When Luke turns into the hermit, and we can see Luke turn into the grumpy old man because it's realistic. I mean, if everything you did in your life turned out to be a failure, which, I mean, come on, let's consider that everything Luke tries to do isn't very successful. He keeps going and keeps trucking along, but you get to that part in The Last Jedi, and he's kind of stuck. So, we talk about how it's realistic that Luke would sit there and, just give up and go to Octo and just want to be by himself, knowing that, the only way that the galaxy is going to be a better place is if he's gone, because everything he does kind of turns to shit. But then you have Leia, who's gone through just as much heartache and troubles that Luke has, and she's still there. She's still going. So, I mean, there's two sides to every coin. What would have happened if Luke would have just stuck it out and not been a namby-pamby? And, we'll have to see. And if anybody wants to come in here and chat about these things, let me put this in here. We did have Royal Farm Boy in here, but we lost him. So, that farm boy living sometimes gets to him. So if anybody wants to hop on here and talk, you don't have to be on camera. let's see here. Son of a bitch. All right, people, come on. We're working with what we got, which right now isn't much. We got a 4 gig notebook and a cell phone, but we're keeping going. Excuse me. So yeah, if you wanna stop on and talk about any of these pages with me, feel free. People are telling me how good this book looks on their 4K TV. Well, that's good to know. Oh, and D. Raven Spencer's in the house. She's got a working on a little podcast thing she's got going on. I listened to the first 2 episodes the other day while I was subway riding, and it was very nice. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a some voices that we normally don't hear in our fandom, and it's great to hear those. So, all right, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, we have the legacy of the Tantive 4. Get on this side, I can read it better then. The Tantive 4 was a historic Alderaanian counselor ship that shuttled the Death Star plans away from Scarif and the Rebel Alliance's first victory. The faulty hyperspace... I can't read this shit. Hang on. The faulty hyperdrive system allowed the Empire to track and intercept it over Tatooine. The captured Tantive 4 was scheduled to be destroyed as part of a falsified report to the Senate, but that Senate was disbanded within days, and the ship's destruction was no longer a priority. You babble sometimes. Have you ever listened to me? Sometimes I just go off and talk. Let's see. Rural Farm Boy's trying to come back in here. Let's see if we can get him back in. Anthony, are you there? Hello, Anthony.
Yeah, StreamYard kicked me out.
Well, they're
StreamYard kicked me out. I'm here.
They're anti-Farm Boy, that StreamYard I heard. So
hearing me.
I can hear you. All right, so this is one of your favorite ships. Okay, we can hear you.
Oh, jeez. There we go.
Happened. And we're live. All right, the Tantive 4.
Yes.
Leia has recently been reunited with her counselor ship from her teen years,
me out again.
which was discovered moldering in a hangar in the Yarma system, and a sympathetic farmer imperial senator. It was returned as a gift. It has a bank of 11 Corellian Engineering Corporation sublight engines. Escape pods still missing from encounter over Tatooine. We know who took those bad boys. And red markings once indicated counselor status. All right, so then over here we have, our friend. Nimnum. Nanumninia. The Seleucian pilot who flew with the Rebel Alliance, Nub. We just call him Nub now. Nub has files the Tantive 4. Nub, wow, okay, all right. Nub now flies the Tantive 4 through capable as a snub fighter pilot. He is honored to fly General Organa's personal craft. Okay, and then we have Arcos Ferdum. Ferdum is an Andalorian ancestor. Maybe he's related to Cara Dune, don't know. Although is too young to have ever set foot on Alderaan himself. He regards General Organa as royalty and takes seriously his role in the Tantive 4's co-pilot. And we see Neum Num's got a space flight vest.
Previous puppy.
What was that? You broke up, Anthony. Well, he's got an EL-16 blaster rifle, and then we got Urkos has a flight harness affixes to pilot's chair, so he doesn't have to worry about getting thrown out or doing anything. Oh, Neum Num, he has temper-sensitive jowls. I did not know that. Now I do. We got a flight helmet over here with retractable data goggles and survival vest with inflatable cells and gear storage. And then we come over here, we have a fun file, as they're known to be called. She has on-duty braids. I don't know how she wears her hair when she's not on duty, but it's important to know that, people. Yeah, let me see if I can read from the side. She's a human. She's with the Resistance. She's 5'1", so she's kind of a shorty. She's 22, so she's too young for most of the people.
I said, weren't Nub your previous pupper?
Nubs, N-U-B-B-S, but yeah, close. Nubs was my hound dog that I had. She went to doggy heaven right before Christmas, this past Christmas. Cadell Conics. And she has put her past as a mutineer against Vice Admiral Haldo. Mutineer against Vice Admiral Haldo behind her, and still has the trust of General Organa. She has been instrumental in setting up the Resistance Agent Kloss operations, becoming good friends with Beaumont Kin and Rose Tico in the process. Necessity now often moves her out of control rooms and into combat zones, where she is able to exercise her impressive martial abilities against the First Order. So she's kicking some ass, is basically what we got going on here. Anthony, you there? No, you're gone again. Okay. Well, always with you. Through her training with Luke, though her training with Luke was cut short, many of the lessons her brother imparted. I can't read this. There's a glare, damn it. Imparted resonated deeply with Leia. As Luke had explained from personal experiences, the Force allows glimpse of the future, the past, and of the departed at times. These voices from beyond may offer guidance through moments of hardship. Leia believes this to be true as it explains her indelible image of her mother, who died before Leia could even get to know her. Leia felt Luke join the Force, has no doubt that he, as well as Han, are with her now. She tells Rey that she, too, will hear those voices when she can fully accept all that she is, and then move beyond individual identity within the Force. So then, once again, we have the Aldradian hairstyles. They have a symbolic meaning. So here's the medal. Leia reflects on the recent loss as she holds Han Solo's Medal of Honor closely. He earned it from the impromptu rescue mission that brought them together 35 years earlier. 35 years. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but okay. And then the uniform does not display rank, as everyone is aware of Leia's status. I mean, come on. She's Princess Leia, General Organa. How do you not know that? What's wrong with you? Leia, here's a fun file again. Leia is attended too closely by Snap Legsley, Rose Tico, Cadell Cornex, and Beaumont Kin, who all put in extra effort. Maz Kanata is Leia's personal counsel, and the general values Maz's timeless wisdom. Well, yeah, she does have timeless wisdom. She's freaking 1,000 years old, man. All right, Pete. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I'm kind of behind on my podcasts for this week because Danielle's gone, so I've been watching a lot of TV. So it's taken away from my podcast listening. Yeah, but I'll catch up with you guys soon. Don't you worry. Did I listen to you guys yesterday? Did it come up today? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, listen to anybody that's on here. Make sure you're subscribed to Jam Transmissions. That's Pete's podcast that he does with Rick Villanueva. Oh, and Raven, I talked about her podcast a little bit. It's Sisters with Sabers. And I think if you just look it up on Twitter, it's just Sisters with is the handle on there. So you can find that really easily. And I guess I can get rid of this right here too. You guys don't need to see my... Oh, it doesn't matter. All right. We're just going to go now. Okay, so here's the timeline. 53 BSI, born on Polis Massa, adopted by Alderanian royal family. 37 BSI, she has the rite of passage. 36, mercy mission to Lothal. We know about that in her book. 34, captured by the Empire. That would be in Star Wars. 34, destruction of Alderaan. That's in Star Wars also. Railing of Alderanian survivors in 33. That would be Empire. And then 30, we have infiltrates Jabba's palace, slays the crime lord. That's when she goes from Slave Leia to the Hutt Slayer. And 30, she marries Han Solo. And 30 BSI, she ceases her Jedi training. We know why, because she finds out that she's got a little Sith in her belly. And 29, she gives birth to Ben Solo. 6 BSI, she's ousted from political office. We know that from the Bloodlines novel. 5 to 6 BSI, she farms resistance, gathers old rebel alliances. And 0 ASI, begins training Rey in the Force. So I guess we're going to lose Royal Farm Boy for good for this one. So, if there's anybody else that wants to come on here and just, chat with me, feel free. Because, it's always better when I'm talking with somebody because, come on, who wants to just listen to me? My puppy I talk to my puppy all the time. We have great conversations. So here's Resting Falcon. Beneath a canopy of sensor-baffling camouflage netting, the Millennium Falcon rests in a clearing on Ajon Kloss. The aged craft continues to serve the course of freedom through its showing increasing signs of wear. A daring run of hyperspace skipping, a new variant of old smuggler tactics designed to evade Imperial pursuit, has exhausted its compressor system and both sub-alternators. All right, here we go. We got some Resistance pilot here going on now. All right, lots of different Resistance pilots here. So we got a little pilot for everybody. We got, that's kind of what I looked like recently before I got my hair did over at the barber shop after they opened up. But, all right. Resistance pilots. Resistance ships are often in constant action, but flesh and blood personnel need rest. So there are always more pilots on the roster than available craft. Starfighters especially are shared, though squadron leaders are typically afforded their own craft. Pilot preferences are stored in astromech droids, allowing the droids to quickly calibrate ships to pilots' profiles during pre-flight. The pilot's hardships build camaraderie among them, as they see clearly that they must rely on and trust one another if they are to defend the First Order. Defeat the First Order. They don't want to defend the First Order. Shit. Mr. Rez, don't speak out of turn in here, please. Okay. When someone asks another question to someone else, that does not give you permission to jump in the conversation. You only speak when spoken to, Mr. Rez. Those are the rules, or you'll be banned again. Thank you. All right, we have Delosio Prin. Pebby Skin is a Congulon trait. Used Starship Stellar and Mechanic. Delosio was attracted by the Resistance by the promise of working on famous starships from days past, the Millennium Falcon and Tantive 4, loosely affiliated with the cause. He hauls cargo and supplies to Agent Klaus. Okay, I'm going to try something here. Maybe if I take this down a little bit more, I can change that. Will that help with my glare? Oh, don't rip the pages. Is that too dark for you guys? Yeah, that makes it look weird. I'm going to have to pull up my lights soon, I guess. I'm just reading the chat here. Oh, the Cantina cast. I had Albert on here the couple days ago. Well, a couple weeks ago, I guess. I think that's how Vader's girl found us, which is great. Always great to have new people coming in, and there's plenty of room for lots of talk and lots of things going on. So, anyways, all right, let's get back to this book. Enough about me. Let's talk about you for a minute. Oh, sorry, I thought it was a lot more set for a minute there. Okay. Sahara Zaro. Clasp connects to emergency ejection system. Okay, that's all right. That's good to know. Maybe Shessa is a Y-wing pilot and wingmate to Lega Fasano. She is also the squadron's graphic artist, applying liveries to starfighters and helmets according to each pilot's specifications. She hails from Naboo. Well, she's a graphic artist, so maybe she can do some make some art for my channel, because I need some art going on. We need some t-shirts going on, and I got a couple things in the works, but you can never have too much. Okay, so here we go. We just talked about her. We have Lega Fasag. Lega Fasag. She's got a visor. It stows configuration. Oh, visor and stowed configuration. Okay, yeah, she's not wearing it right now. Okay, makes sense. Recruited by Snap Wegsley from a planetary defense force on Humbanary. See, that's where I need a Royal Farm Boy here to tell me how to pronounce these weird names. Lega Fossa brought her own Y-wing fighter with her. She marks her TIE kills with graphics on her helmet. Well, she's got a couple of them on there. And is on her third helmet after having filled up the brims of the previous two, which she keeps in her locker as souvenirs. We have Gurn Stewart Jr. over here. He's got an A-Wing pilot's helmet. I wonder if he flies an A-Wing. Service in the Resistance is a familiar tradition for Stewart. His father was part of the Rebel Alliance, serving as a mechanic in the Mazarasi base. Okay, we have Merle. Hey, Merle! Get over here, Merle! Merle Corbin, an A-Wing pilot. Corbin is one of the few survivors of the Battle of Crate. He flies to honor the memory of his fallen comrades, particularly Tully Lintra. Oh, we like Tully. To whom he feels indebted for saving his life in an earlier skirmish. All right, and then over here we have Anana Spua. Anana was formerly a Star Fortress bomber pilot, but now flies a modern B-Wing. She specializes in making ungainly craft appear graceful, and has exceptional situational awareness that keeps her from colliding while flying in crowded and confined battle conditions. She's got a flight harness, connects to the pilot seat. Helmet belongs to a fallen friend, Nix Jared. Then over here we have Patros Nevish. Nevish is a B-Wing pilot from Lantilles who joined the Resistance after being recruited on Batuu. The raw firepower of the B-Wing appeals to Nevish more than the speed of the smaller, swifter starfighters. He has led hit-and-run strikes against First-Order Star Destroyers and longs to take down one of the massive craft someday. Helmet colors are based on Lantillian Grave Ball Team. All right. Well, whatever that means, I guess. Okay, now come over here, switch over here a little bit. Oh, son of a... All right, we have Elsna Zibsara. She's got a life support and control linkages. Very, very nice, very important. Got to stay alive. A veteran pilot who served in the Battle of Jakku, Zibsara was recalled to active duty by Stapp Wexley following the Hosnian Cataclysm. She specializes in training new recruits for the Resistance. Then we have over here, we have Nimi Shireen. She was recruited by late Elio Astoy. Oh, I'm sorry, Elio Asti. Hello, Asti. From the Frontier, oh, Jesus, I'm going to start over here. Recruited by the late Hello Asti from the frontier world of Jameer. Nimi and her older brother, Arton, were held in reserve during the Star Killer Crisis. They rejoined the core group of Resistance fighters after Crate. Over here, we have Boots with a positive grip souls, so that's important. You don't want to have negative grip souls, I would guess, because then you'd probably be slipping around. But, you know, what do I know? I don't design these uniforms. Ellie Samata. Ellie was once an infantry soldier, but she saw how desperate the Resistance was for new pilots and diligently trained under Elena. Oh, this girl over here. Under Elena Zibsara. She recently earned a slot in the rebuilt X-Wing Squadron. Over here we have Clement Polis. Hey, Clement! He's got a padded flight gauntlet. That's very nice. A former defense pilot from Dafron 3, Polis is an avid appreciator of classic starfighter designs and beams as the idea of flying an X-Wing despite overwhelming odds he is facing. So, oh, okay, Nix Jared, he was the pilot that Paige Tico was the gunner on. All right. Let's see, I guess I got to read it from the side. Okay, we got some new recruits over here. We have Hurry Chide, we have J.O. Graham, Miller Wernless, and Rink Narviz. Hey, what's your name? Rink Narviz. How you doing, buddy? I should be making fun of people's names. My last name's fucking Condom. I mean, come on. You know, I can make fun of people's names. Just calm down there before anybody gets upset with me. The battered Resistance has had to put a strong emphasis on recruitment in order to rebuild its numbers. Given space combat's high casualty rates, it is perhaps surprising that fighter pilot is the most commonly requested posting for the new recruits. Theories abound that these drawn to the speed and adrenaline of fighter combat do not fear odds like most beings do. and therefore the daunting challenge and battling the First Order, it is not deterrent. Other points to the glorified, romanticized portrayal of fighter pilots in past wars as a draw. Over here we have Pacer Agio's helmet. It is a Blast and Blaze unit slogan. Over here we have Teza Naz helmet. That is faceted visor, disrupts glare angle. And a fun file over here. The core resistance fighter inventory has been whittled down to a half dozen combat-ready examples of X, Y, A, and B fighters. In the post-crate era, squadron grouping and names are more ad hoc than ever. All right, so I don't find this weird at all that everybody wants to be a pilot. I mean, I know when I was growing up, I mean, I was way too young when Top Gun came out. I was only 8, but I wanted to be a fighter pilot. And if you look and you see the people that were trying to get into the armed forces after Top Gun came out, because it glorified, what you get to do. You get to go blow up Russians. I mean, who doesn't want to go blow up Russians? I mean, that's a lot of fun. You get to flip them the bird. You get to be inverted. I mean, that's all fun stuff to do. You know, um, yeah, beautiful women riding motorcycles as fast as you can, buzz in the tower. Who doesn't want to do that shit? But yeah, I mean, like the majority of the people, if you ask, you say, okay, you have to join the Air Force. What are you going to be? They're going to be like a pilot. They're not going to be like, oh, I want to be ground crew, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. And of course, you have those few people that do, but I'm just saying for the most part. Okay, and now we get to the Resistance Aces over here. So first, we're going to go to the Legacy, the Black Squadron. I think we know about some Black Squadron people around here. Maybe Mr. Snap Wegsley over there, our buddy. Black Squadron was a special missions group formed by General Organa during the Cold War between the New Republic and First Order. The squadron specialized in missions to the dangerous edges of neutral space, where it tried to collect evidence of the First Order's militarization to present to the Senate. All right, my phone's overheating. I don't know why. I just got a message that said my phone's overheating. It's about to turn off. So
All right, and hello. Can you people hear me now? It looks like we got some sound. So that should be a good thing. And we'll see what else we can do with this right now. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if we can get it to go through and work. And we'll see what's going to happen here. All right, so can you guys hear me now? Hello, hello. Testing 27, 27, 27. All right, so all right, I'm gonna try and see what's going on here. Well, my phone overheated, so it turned itself off. So, well, my phone overheated, so it turned itself off. So now I'm trying to, I think I can probably go back to my phone. Or we might just call it quits for today. I mean, that was, I don't know, 45 minutes or so onto there. But, yeah, I mean, I guess that's not really what I wanted to do, but, you know, we got 10 pages in, 12 pages in on it. So that means the next one, if we can fly through it, you know, I was hoping to do it in 2, but get the resistance done in 2, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be happening like that. So, I mean, unless we fly through this next one, maybe we'll come back and visit it tomorrow, I guess. You guys tell me, you want me to keep going or you want to just come back tomorrow? You people in the chat, there's 5 people in the chat, so you tell me what to do. I can go a little bit longer. I just got to wait for this camera to start working. Or I can go back trying to use my phone. Either way, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll try again tomorrow if that's what the only person here saying that what they want to do is RFB. But let's try and go again tomorrow. Let's try for. We'll go at the same time. We'll go 6 o'clock. Seems like that was a decent time for some people. So sorry that this got cut short. But I don't know. My phone overheated. Maybe I'll have to take it out of the case for next time. And it will be unprotected. I mean, you don't want to go with no protection, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? With that, I say good day. May the force be with you. Always.